Hello, my name is Moore with Galore and Moore, and we are back with our June subscription box activity. This month, we will be making metaphors to celebrate the 4th of July. While you're visiting with us, be sure to give our page a thumbs up and to subscribe.
We have our flour, our baking powder and salt mixture, buttermilk, oil, vanilla and butter extract, egg whites, sour cream, and shortening. Please have a parent to help you with this step. In any type of mixing bowl, you're going to cream together your shortening, sugar, and your oil. You can use a hand mixer or you can use a stand mixer. Either one is fine. But we're going to turn the mixer on and we're going to cream together. And we just want to make sure that all the ingredients are incorporated. Okay, let's add in our egg whites. Just make sure that it mixes up really well. And next will be our vanilla and butter extracts. And really, you can add any flavor you like. Any flavor you have on hand is actually great. So if you want to do lemon, you could add that also. All right, let's add in our sour cream. All right, perfect. Once we have all the sour cream in there and it's mixed up really well, we want to take time to turn the mixer on to make sure that everything is incorporated really well. And then let's take our baking powder and salt mixture and then we will add it into our flour. And you can just take a whisk and whisk it up, or you can do it with your hands if you have gloves. All right, perfect. Now we will see it's all mixed up really well. And then now we're going to incorporate, we're going to alternate between the flour mixture and the buttermilk. So we're just going to add in maybe about a third of it. And then we'll add about a third of the buttermilk. Let that mix. Add a little bit more flour. Do the buttermilk. And you want to keep your mixer on a low speed. All right, perfect. Now we're going to add in the last of our flour and top it off with the last of the buttermilk. Perfect. And then let the mixer continue to mix for about 2 minutes. And you really can go ahead and scrape the bowl down now if you'd like, or you can wait until after the 2 minutes just to scrape it down. At any point, you just basically want to make sure that you are taking all of the product at the very bottom, all the ingredients at the bottom and on the sides of the bowl, just making sure that everything is detached from the bowl so that the mixer can mix it really well for you. Perfect, we're finished mixing. Take my paddle off. Look at that batter. It is nice and smooth and everything is incorporated. Now we'll take our pan. You can do an 8x8 or 9x13 or 9x9. It just really depends on how thick you want it to be. But I want mine to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to use the 9x13 pan. Let's get it all in there, and make sure that you use a non-stick spray before pouring in your batter. Let's spread it out really evenly. We just want to distribute the batter evenly across the pan. Make sure you get it all in the corners. Perfect. Now we will place it in the oven at 325 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until your toothpick comes out clean. Once your cake has come out of the oven, let it cool down. Place in the fridge or the freezer for about 30 to 40 minutes until chilled, and then we are going to cut off the edges of the cake. Another thing to keep in mind is I decided for this particular one I wanted to do a double layer, so we torted it and put icing in the center. You do not have to do that. Okay, your cake will be one layer, and just make sure that your edges are completely straight. All right, now to the fun part. So in this video, we're going to use a circle cutter, but I end up finding the cutest star cutters perfect for you guys. That's included in your kit. So you will use your star cutters, and you will try to turn your cutters and position them around each cut to make sure that you can get as many stars out of the batter as you possibly can. And you will just repeat that process until you have gotten all of the stars cut out. And then any leftover cake that you have, you can crumble it together and you can make cake pops. And if you're not sure how to make the cake pops, you can refer back to our very first subscription box video on YouTube. Now that they're all cut out, look, they look so good. We have them placed on the rack, and now we will work on our glaze. For the glaze, we will need the powdered sugar, the cornstarch, water, and the white chocolate chips. For the purpose of this video, we needed a larger batch, so we're going to do a double boiler style method by getting a pot and put boiling water in it and sit the bowl of chocolate on top of it. But you can easily put your chocolates in a microwavable safe bowl, and you can melt your chocolates in the microwave. And this is another important part of the process, is sifting the powdered sugar. We've already sifted it for you once, but just in case if it's compacted or anything like that, or it has become compacted being in the packages, you may want to sift it again. For the glaze, let's add the water to the sifted sugar. Just pour it all in and add in the corn syrup. Make sure we get it all in there. Perfect. And then we are going to mix. I'm going to speed up this part of the video because this part you're really going to need to take time to make sure that you stir it. And it also may be a good idea to warm up your water. It will help the powdered sugar melt a lot faster. And you're just going to keep stirring. You want to make sure that all the sugar is nice and smooth and melted really well. Just like that. It's going to make it really easy to pour the glaze. All right, so back to our chocolate. Again, we're melting our chocolate over like it's a double boiler style, but you will place your microwavable bowl in the microwave with your chocolate. I would do it for about 30-second increments, and you just want to make sure that the chocolate is nice and melted, and you want to melt it slowly. You don't want to put it on a really high temp for too long because it will cause your chocolate to burn or seize, and we don't want that. So just do 30-second increments at a time until it's really nice and creamy. Once the chocolate is nice and creamy and completely melted, we will take our bowl from the hot water. Okay, you will take yours from the microwave, and we will pour in the chocolate into the powdered sugar mixture. Just like so. We want to make sure that we get it all. With your spatula, we will mix the melted chocolate into the powdered sugar glaze mixture. We just want to make sure, as always, that we incorporate it really well until it is nice and creamy. If it becomes a bit stiff on you before you're finished mixing it up, then just place it back in the microwave for just a few seconds. Don't leave it too long so that it will thin the glaze out a little bit more for you. We want to make sure that we scrape down the sides of the bowl. Once your glaze is ready, you can take some of your glaze and pour it into a cup and use the cup to pour the glaze over your cut slices of cake. And now here we are, we have turned these into petit fours. How cute are these? In your box, we provided some candy melts for you. We've got red and blue. So at this time, I would add those into a microwavable safe bowl, put them in the microwave, and zap them for about 30 seconds at a time. Once it's fully melted, then you can take a little shortening to thin out the chocolate melts if you feel like the mixture is too thick. You just want it to be really nice and creamy. Make sure to take time to, as always, to scrape the sides of your bowl to make sure that you are incorporating the shortening and the chocolate really well. See? Perfect consistency. Also in your kit, we provided a star mold for you. You're going to take your chocolate and pour some in the mold. Just be very careful not to get any on the sides or outside of the star. So you'll pour red in one side and then you will pour your blue on the other side. And you can make as many of these stars as you would like. Be sure to leave enough chocolate for your chocolate drizzle. So now we can take the piping bags that we provided for you. You can sit the piping bag, overlap it inside of a cup, and then pour your chocolate. Pour the red in one bag and then pour the blue in the other bag. And we're going to use this chocolate to drizzle over the top of our petit fours. All right, so now just push all the chocolate to the bottom of the bag. We'll set that one aside. We'll get another bag, place in the cup, and then pour our blue chocolate in. Make sure we get it all in there. And if your chocolate seems like it's stiffening up, be sure to place it back in the microwave just for a few seconds before putting it in the piping bag. All right, let's do the same thing push the chocolate to the very end. Very good. So now we have everything, the stars and our chocolate. Now to our petal fours. They're glazed, and once we have our chocolate together, you're going to push some of the chocolate out through the bag first, and then just go in a back and forth motion to place the drizzle on top. We're doing it in a stripe motion. All right, we're just clipping the tip of the other bag. Push some of the chocolate through, and in the same back and forth motion, we'll add drizzle on that side. And be sure to clip your tip really skinny, like really small, so that the stripes aren't way too big. And then we've provided some sprinkles for you, so you can put sprinkles on some. And you want to do it while the chocolate is still wet. Very good. You can place as many as you like. In your box, we placed cupcake liners in there. So this would be a good time, if you like, once you get all your petal fours drizzled in chocolate, to place them inside of the cupcake liners. As you can see, the glaze completely covered the petal fours, even on the sides. And we've got our drizzle and sprinkles on there. Turned out really great. All right, let's decorate our next one. We can take the stars that we made, and we can place those on the petal fours with using a little bit of the chocolate. Perfect, we've got our stars on there. Now we can take a spatula and take up our petal fours. Be careful. And then we can place it also in a cupcake liner. There we go, easy peasy. Let's take a look at these. Y'all, these turned out so super cute, and I know yours did too. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to see your pictures.